Hello, people. Welcome aboard. It's my allergies. Don't mind that. I was just down there getting this cherry tomato. Also, I was just down there getting these eyeglasses. Well, happy Friday, people. You know what that means? It's fuck that guy Friday. I can't be too loud, folks. It's late. I hope everyone's having a great FTG Friday. Find the goodness. I'm going to keep this brief. Yeah, I can't really get too loud right now. It is late. It's coming up on 10 p.m., I think. Let's talk about the captain, or Admiral Tommy Scoville. He calls himself Tommy Scoville. It's not his real name. He is a convicted sex offender. He's not a registered sex offender. And he just won't stop. He's like a fly on shit, like a moth to the light. The majority of his YouTube channel is devoted to talking about dirty, filthy, salacious, seedy sex crimes, sex criminals, predators, pedophiles, things like that. And he presents himself as an addict in recovery, okay, and a former bank robber. He doesn't talk very often about his conviction for sexual assault, a violent sexual assault. It wasn't a statutory case like he had said at one point. It was violent. There was no consent given. It wasn't a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. He was preying on a girl who was about 14 months younger than him in his high school in 1987, where he did sexually assault the poor girl in a stairwell. He pled guilty to that crime after he fled to avoid prosecution. He was convicted in 1992 under his real name. I don't need to say his real name, people. Don't want to be accused of doxing him. But I looked at one of his shows that he did earlier today, and again, it's about some kind of sex offenses or something like that, and somebody gave him a $100 super chat. And I have no problem with people making money on super chats and all that. I mean, I do. I don't have super chats enabled on my channel because I don't think it's right. I think it's please give me. You're leaving the option open there for people to throw money at you, and that's never right. I mean, who was raised that way, really, to just have your hands open just in case money wants to fall from the virtual sky? Please. Well, anyway, people throw money at him and his morbidly obese love interest. I mean, I don't know what their status is, but he's a sex offender. He's not registered, but he is convicted. Remember, this conviction happened in 1992, and the registry laws didn't even take effect until like 1994. But check out these thumbnails I'm going to put up here. And the one yesterday, he's got Jeffrey Epstein's photo in it, and then right behind him, it has his name. It says Tommy. His fake name, his alias. Let me have this cherry tomato. Who would do that? He wants to be. He idolizes these high-profile sex offenders. Says he's a bank robber. He put some young, stupid kid up to robbing that bank. He was the mastermind behind it. He didn't walk into the bank with a note and all that. He wrote the note out. He sent somebody else in, agreed to pay the kid a certain amount of money, and then screwed the kid out of the money. I believe Skip Tracer has that video on his channel. Other people have that video explaining that case on their channels. It's all publicly available information, whether you get it through Pacer or one of the other legal case sites. But he was convicted in Windsor County, Vermont, of violent sexual assault in 1992. He's also come online to accuse the girl of lying on him, making it up. Well, why'd you plead guilty? He's also said that his father's last words where I never should have let you plead guilty to that. I should have put the house up and got a lawyer and all this. And that's just one of the father's many last words, because him and his cuck brother always embellish what the father's last words are, depending on what they're talking about, you know. So he's a sex offender, and you throw money at him, and he has all these, I mean, come on. Just can't get enough of it. He won't respond to any of us on video because he doesn't want to shine the light on himself. If he starts talking about me or Tom or anybody else, and fuck that guy that's been exposing him for over 4 years, I mean, one of these idiots that throw money at him might look at our videos and say, hey, wait a minute, like many other people have. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if you call him a sex offender. He'll just shapeshift and do his con somewhere else. It's the way he is. It's the way his brother is. It's the way they were raised. As a matter of fact, their entire family is like that, the entire bloodline. I don't want to go on too much about this right now. It's kind of late. But I do want to show you my new fuck that guy glasses that I got from Zenny. That's right. This isn't a paid advertisement or anything like that, but I do use Zenny to get cheap eyeglasses using my prescription. And, well, they look like this. No, they're not Sally Jesse Raphael Aqua Blue or Bright Red or anything like that those two questionable individuals wear. But they are bifocals, and they look like this. And look at that. FTG, right on the sides. I'm going to start wearing these tomorrow morning. It's the best way to use new glasses. You put them on in the morning after your eyes have rested all night, and it's very easy to get used to them. These are, you know, it's essentially the same prescription as these glasses. This is my second pair of fuck that guy eyeglasses. The first pair broke. These are not fuck that guy eyeglasses, but I wanted to get them again. So check out Zenny if you need eyeglasses. I think that these came out to after tax and everything, $66. Pretty good deal. But yeah, we'll be back to talk about toots and cuck and all that. You could check out my video from this morning. Get a good chuckle out of that one. But these people that just throw money at them, they either they support sex offenders and they don't have a problem with that, or they just don't know. And usually people just don't know, because who in their right mind is going to throw money at a convicted sex offender? That's a crime that the recidivism rate is through the roof. It's like drunk drivers, you know, they can't stop. They just keep doing it. He's come to terms with the fact that that's what he is, and he won't even respond to any of my videos or anybody else's, like I've said. And his only defense when he or his brother do respond to anything, the few times that they have, is to point the finger at, oh yeah, well, you know, they're racist, or he's a racist ex-cop, or he said the N-word, or whatever, you know, like, that's their defense. Unless it's to call their victim a liar. You know, why'd you plead guilty then? You know, you're gonna call her a liar? I will reach out to her and try to get an interview with her. Maybe. Like I said, if I don't do it, hopefully one of the females that watch my channel that have their own YouTube channel, maybe one of them will do it. I don't want to dig up old trauma on this girl. She's a survivor. She's not a girl. She's my age, you know, but she's moved on with her life. Toots hasn't. He's just gotten worse. What happened to the lawsuit, Toots? Remember, this guy said that he was suing Marilyn for assassinating his character or something like that, or making up lies saying that he was a sex offender, when he is. He said that he paid a lawyer $25,000. He said this on June 20th, 2025. He said that by the second week in July, papers would be served. Nobody's been served. That was a lie. All they do is lie. I mean, check out my videos, check out Knife Hoarder's videos, Truth and Heat, and any of the other people in Fuck That Guy, and you're going to see that there's damn near 4.5 years worth of videos that are going to, you know, show all this. But they don't care. He doesn't care. He is a convicted but not registered sex offender. And we're going to be back with some more. But mark my words, I got no problem reaching out to her and requesting that interview to see if she wants to talk about her story. And if I don't do it, or perhaps one of the females that have a YouTube channel that know about this scammer will do it. I don't know if it'll change anything, because there's always going to be idiots out there who support sex offenders that throw money at him, you know, or they just close their eyes and their ears and they don't look at it. I mean, people have actually said that. I don't pay attention to that. I don't watch any of that. It's hate. Calls it hate. Please. He's a narcissistic sociopath. Remember, he had a fake brain injury that was going to render him an invalid within a year? He said that on his YouTube channel like 2.5 years ago. Seems to have been cured, right? But that's the same thing that his lawyers were saying a dozen years ago on other criminal cases that he had, that he couldn't be jailed. They were requesting no jail sentences because he had early onset dementia that would render him an invalid and unable to care for himself, defend himself, or anything if he was incarcerated. Now, the entire time he's incarcerated, every time as an adult, he's in protective custody because of his sexual assault conviction, and also because he is a snitch. He's worked with the state, the prosecutors, snitching on people. That's a fact. That's also in all these court cases that you can get about this fucking guy. I believe Skip Tracer may have also had that on his channel, but it's on Pacer, it's on all this other stuff where you can see what his lawyers have used as in their arguments to try to keep this guy out of jail, that he'd be endangered in there because he's a snitch, that he's worked with the prosecutors to get other people in trouble, and he's a convicted sex offender. And he just keeps talking about all this dirty, filthy, salacious sexual stuff, and nobody cares. I don't know. I've had enough, people. That's enough out of me tonight. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll talk about something different. Like his brother. Anyway, people, happy Fuck That Guy Friday. Stay safe. Have a nice weekend. And above all, fuck that guy.
And he said, what was her favorite show? The Sopranos. And he hit end. I don't know what that means. It felt like a threat to me because he constantly tells me he's Tony Soprano. He says it to me all the time. I am Tony Soprano, kid. I'm a fucking mob boss. He says it to me all the time. So that was an inside threat between the two of us. I have a maintenance guy named Phil, okay? He's about 70 years old. We left, Tommy and I left for the day to go somewhere, and Phil had to come over. Huxley was at school. We came back, and Tommy always uses my bathroom and he locks the door. He always shuts and locks the door, and that's fine. It's a privacy thing, whatever. He comes out of my bathroom and he says, Phil is doing cocaine on your toilet seat. And I said, what? What? And he goes like this. I just tasted it. He's doing cocaine on your toilet seat. And I said, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Phil is old and he's not doing cocaine. And he goes, well, then Huxley is. And I said, don't ever say that about my child. Don't ever say that. That's not happening. That's not true. So he goes, okay. Something else that I want to bring up to cover my bases. He has, this is a very touchy subject, threatened suicide with me at least, probably not 10 times, maybe 7. The last time he was here and we broke up over Aaron, that whole stream, and he left. Do you remember when he left and did that stream in the middle of the night? He called me the next day as he left again. He kept leaving and coming back. He called me the next day from Dollar General. And he said, I just bought some rope and I'm going to be dead in 5 minutes. There's a note they're going to find on my body. And I want you to know that. And I'm hysterical and crying. And I said, please don't do it. Where are you? He said, I just left Dollar General. You won't know where I am. And he called me about 15 minutes later. And he said, I got something amazing happened to me. I'm not going to kill myself. Can you please come and pick me up and take me to the airport? And I did. I picked him up. And on the way to the airport, I said, what was the amazing thing that happened? And he said, I found these in my bag. I didn't know I had them. And I said, what is these? And he's in the seat next to me. And he goes, a bottle of benzos. And he goes, and he maybe 10 of them went into his mouth and he swallowed them. And I said, what the hell are benzos? What does that mean? What did you just swallow? And he said, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it, kid. So yesterday was the date of his father's death. And I'm so sorry for that. I don't even want to bring that up. That's not my business. And it's a serious thing. And I'm not making light of that. He texted me about 4 days ago and said he was going to kill himself on the date of his father's death. And he said he was going to come on YouTube and snort a line and put a needle into his arm. I'm not going to show that text, but I have it. So he uses that to manipulate. When I have notes, I want to make sure that I cover everything because this is the only stream I'm going to do on this and I don't want to.
I hope you're all saying I'm a serial rapist.
We could do a whole show on close calls.
But I think of one in particular.
In a blue Capri?
That if one of those 6 police officers had their act together, nobody would have ever met me. Nobody would have ever met you. We would have just been 2 guys rotting away in jail for at least a 40 piece.
I'm admired, you know what I mean? Like in the Chile community, I'm like the guy that rides out on the white horse with the golden reputation. We could do a whole show on close calls.
But I think of one in particular.
In a blue Capri?
That if one of those 6 police officers had their act together, nobody would have ever met me. Nobody would have ever met you. We would have just been 2 guys rotting away in jail for at least a 40 piece.
I used to say that on my tombstone, it was going to say, dude was talented. Just never applied himself. Just a joke about that. Well, I'm applying the shit out of myself right now. Pardon my language. Please, one more time, if you have it. It's my sister.